welcome to Season 3 of John Sequitur. It's basically Season 3 because every time I take a month off, I consider that the end of the season. So, we got a lot this season coming up. I've already got a video about how to fix the broken mess that is Major League Baseball. Not that anybody cares about it, which is one of the problems that needs fixed. And also, I've got an interview with the guy that I had on here before, Shag McGee. We're talking about prescription drugs and acting like we know something about being, medical professionals. We don't. But today I think what I need to do really is get caught up on the world. Anybody who's watched this show before knows that John Sequitur means that we bounce all around and don't really connect anything. And we just go and go and go till we run out of time. So today I'm going to start with the thing that everyone was worried about until it was over, which is, pretty much how everything goes in today's world, and that was that Judge Kavanaugh thingamajig. Now, the thing is, I don't know a single judge at all. I don't know any of the Supreme Court justices. If you were to ask me, I wouldn't know. The one place that I'd want to look would be Google, but as we've all learned, Google is not trustworthy even for the most simple thing, like a list of people. So I didn't really take time to look and see who they were. To be honest, I'm not even really sure what it is that they do, but I do know this. I know that they are not Republicans or Democrats. I love saying Democrats, it's so fun. They're not those things. They're supposed to represent all sides of just justice, period. They're not supposed to say, well, those dumbass Democrats. Loving saying that, and I'm not doing it on purpose either. So, what we found out from this alleged sexual misconduct guy, Kavanaugh, was that he was bred to be a judge. That's what from the time he was basically born, he was going to be a judge and eventually get into the Supreme Court, justice, whatever. So, what we found out from him was that he doesn't like Democrats. And the Republicans really want this guy. Now, why would the Republicans really want him? Probably to get rid of that Roe versus Wade thing. That would be my guess. That's not fact because I don't have anything to back that up. But, yeah, I know they don't like abortions, so, but it really doesn't concern me because I don't have a vagina and I'm never going to have a baby. I actually have a penis. Do you want to see it? Oh, you don't want to see it? Well, then I won't get it out of my pants. So anyway, that's what I found out about that guy, and then what I also found out was that during a situation where nobody has any of the facts whatsoever, people keep coming up with these amazingly bizarre ideas as to why a woman would say that she was sexually assaulted as a kid. The big ones being that she wanted to be famous, because everybody wants the autograph of somebody who was sexually, assaulted. Every time I see a rape victim, I turn my hat upside down. See, this whole black area is actually millions and millions of rape victims' signatures because, God, man, I just envy them so much. Also, the book deal, which she would basically just be writing the same book that other guy wrote. Now, it might sound like I'm being one-sided here because you're not listening to me, and that's why I sound like I'm being one-sided. When I'm saying the things that happened, what you hear is either, yay, he supports my side, or he doesn't, he's just an asshole from the Democrats, the Democrat side, right? You think that I'm some sort of person from the left. Well, let's go off topic here for a second. I don't like the left. I don't like the right. The left are pussies who are trying to censor a bunch of shit, and the right are assholes who are trying to censor a bunch of shit. Both sides want to censor shit, and I don't like censorship. Ship with a P, because I said shit so many times I was worried you might think that I said censorship, but I didn't do that. Anyway, I don't like the idea that a sexual assault case could make party divide lines, but I'm not surprised because everything is politicized now. Even somebody who's like, when I was 17, he pinned me down and tried to take my clothes off. And then, here's the thing. He could have very easily just been like, yeah, I did that. but you gotta remember I was 17, and also I didn't really have the intent of raping. I was, just being a creepy fuck. But I'm not that anymore. And it really has nothing to do with what I'm attempting to do here. Which is a way that you would say, I'm trying to save my job here. Now, if I go to McDonald's and I allegedly one time took $5 out of some guy's car, then I'm not getting the job as a burger cook. But if this guy allegedly one time did this and then lies about it even though there's witnesses, he gets in. Why? Because the government is fucking retarded. I know. I work for them. Speaking of that, I'm going to go way the fuck off topic real quick and talk about something that bothers me about our current president, and that is that I work for the federal government for a thing called the Office of Personnel Management. We handle the retirements, at least my division does, of every single person that goes through the government. That includes, at one point, I had Al Franken's retirement. Fucking crazy. But we get the retirements, we get all this information, we process it, and then they get their money. It takes way too long because we're the government, but that's, to be expected because the people in the government would understand because they're in the government. So we get stuff from the Department of Defense and all this other shit. Anyway, if you ever go on YouTube, which you're on right now, look up the tour of the Boyers, Pennsylvania mines. They'll do I think there was like a 60 Minutes or something where they went down in there. That's where I work. I work inside a cave. And inside this cave where I work is paper. Crazy fucking amounts of paper. That some of it dates back to like 1890. There's so much. I think there's like a chart in there that says that it could circle the world 3 times. That's how much paper we have. Now, we got a director that came in after some of the personal information was stolen. You can look all this up on the Federalist, so I'm not doing anything to put my job in jeopardy. I'm just reciting what I read. I don't remember how long ago it was. I think it was 2016, 2015, something like that. A whole bunch of personal information was stolen from our whatever we use to do the work. And because of that, Director Archuleta was fired and replaced with Director Pond. Director Pond was in there for 7 months. He came down and he started going on and on about how he was going to take all of this paper and turn it into digital. And he also had other plans to get rid of some of the outdated shit for all the really old retirements that we have and, bring us into the current century, which, by the way, we're almost a fifth of the way through. And now we're just starting to get into it. That's how backed up and backwards we are. However, our president has never liked federal workers, specifically OPM and stuff like OPM. So he's been trying to, merge it with this other shit and basically take away a lot of it and fire people based on, I don't even understand it at all, performance stuff that isn't what we normally do, and I don't know. I don't really understand it because I'm stupid, but what I do know is this. They replaced Director Pond with a with a woman who runs something called OMB or OBM, one of the two. Look it up. I don't know which one it is, but that's basically where they were going to take all of the work from OPM and send it to. So they're replacing the director of our thing with the director of something that we were going to be replaced by. Feeling a little nervous. I've actually worked at this job for 7 years. It's like 10 if you count the contracting stuff that I did before this. I actually can't believe I've had a job that long. Yeah, I've had some terrible history with employment. I worked at 5 different fast food / gas station places, and this one was funny. One time I worked at a gas station where I worked midnights, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave this place, and I'm gonna make a new life for myself. Then I went to another gas station, which paid less. So I did it. Yay! At any rate, I don't know why I'm telling you any of this. One thing that I've realized through sitting here for a month trying to process everything that I've seen is that if I get on here and talk to you, most of you already agree with me. So what I'm telling you is not going to change anything. Anyone who doesn't agree with me has already made up their mind that I'm full of shit and working for the other side, which I'm not working for a side. I don't have a side. I think both sides are fucking stupid. However, you still think that if I disagree with you, I'm on a different side, and therefore everything I say, pointless. Nothing I say will change your mind. It's at the point now where if somebody on your side were to decapitate somebody in front of a group of 10,000 people, he would gain 10,000 supporters, and he would hold up the head and say, "This man decapitated himself," and everybody would go, "Yes, he did," despite seeing what they saw. It's at that point now. And that's why most of the episodes on John Sequitur Season 3 are going to be about things like baseball. Because I'm starting to feel like there's no point. There's no point, and nothing that anyone says is doing anything except validating the people who already agree with them. Have a good day, everybody.